Hey there, clan, and welcome to the Warriors Reflection. I tell you, I haven't done this type of video in a while, but I only do this on like occasional videos, like when I've beaten something or done something I think I need to talk about. And this one is going to be on a game that a lot of people, a few people have been asking me when am I going to talk about it, and it's a game that's fairly old. It's not a brand spanking new game. It is Kingdom Hearts 2 for the PS2. Now, I have done a Warriors Reflection on the first Kingdom Hearts, and really this isn't going to be a review. The game's too old, and plus I'm one of the few people in the world that never played it as a kid because I missed out on it. And I thought that it'd be good to do a little reflection on it and give my opinion, because I did promise that a few months ago that I said that once I get around to it, I will do a reflections or a review on the Kingdom Hearts series, and I've done Kingdom Hearts 1, and now I do Kingdom Hearts 2. So really, of course, I'll give a quick synopsis of the Kingdom Hearts 2 story for those that are unaware of it. The story is basically a sequel to Kingdom Hearts 1, if you can't guess that from the title, and it follows the character of Sora as he's trying to figure out why some Heartless are still showing up, and also trying to find out about this organisation called Organisation 13, and also these creatures called Nobodies, which are basically what is left of a person after their heart has been taken, and the heart has become heartless. The Nobodies left, and extremely strong-willed people in this world can become extremely powerful Nobodies. These Nobodies are incredibly powerful, especially the ones with very strong will, and that is what Organisation 13 is. They are Nobodies. These are very strong-willed individuals who have immense power and are Nobodies, and these Nobodies are searching for a place to call their own, and they want to call Kingdom Hearts their own. And that's basically the story in a nutshell. That's all and I will say is I am probably going to talk spoilers in this if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts 2, but that's expected, so expect that. So here goes. What did I think of the story of Kingdom Hearts 2? Right, well, firstly, I'm going to say that there are some improvements from Kingdom Hearts 1. Kingdom Hearts 1 had a very good story. It was very interesting, and I did enjoy that aspect of it. And I do enjoy the story of Kingdom Hearts 2. The fact that we get to go around and basically interact with a lot of Disney worlds. We actually get to revisit a lot of the Disney worlds that we visited in Kingdom Hearts 1 throughout the story as we're trying to figure out about Organisation 13 and the plot. And we visit these places multiple times, of course. We get to visit the Colosseum again, the Hercules world, Mulan's world, Beast's world we actually get to visit this time. What else? Aladdin, Nightmare Before Christmas. We get to visit all the worlds that we saw there. We also get to visit some new ones, like Port Royal from the Pirates of the Caribbean, and what's it called? Pride Land from The Lion King. We also get to visit Hollow Bastion, which is a Final Fantasy place, but you know what I mean by that. And we do get to see all that, and I do like the fact that we do get to see a lot of the characters from the previous game in this game as well, and making a dramatic return, and the story has escalated. It really is, the game really is just, when you're visiting there, you're basically reliving the movie via Kingdom Hearts style, but also when you visit them again, you are visiting the, just give me a moment, I'm actually going to fix something. Give me a moment, I'm just turning something, oh fuck. There we are. So I just had to turn off some. I really had to reinstall live cam. So there's. But as I was saying, like we do get to visit a lot of places, and each place has its own story. Like we get to relive the movie in a sense via Kingdom Hearts style with Heartless instead of the main enemy, and we also get to go back to that world eventually. We go to the worlds twice or even 3 times in some cases, and we see what happens after that, where the first time you visit a world is very much the movie basically, and then the second time you visit the world, things have escalated and got a little bit worse, and it's more about the main story of Kingdom Hearts, which is trying to stop Organisation 13 from opening up Kingdom Hearts. Basically the same plot as the first game. And yeah, I do like that. I do like that aspect of it. I do like the fact that there are 2 different stories in a way. The story of the characters and all that, and the other ones. Also, we get to visit the Tron world. And I'm going to say now, as I say, I did like that aspect. I do like that aspect. We get to see Disney characters, a bit of nostalgia, but also they're very good character growth in the way about that. I did like that. There are some things I didn't like, but I'm going to say the negatives until the end, because I really did enjoy that aspect of it, and I loved seeing some familiar characters. And a lot of the voices from the characters were voiced by the original voice actors from Kingdom Hearts 1, of course, and also possibly some very Disney characters. I do know that the voice actress for The Little Mermaid is the same voice actress, because she's voiced The Little Mermaid in everything that The Little Mermaid's ever been in. Ariel. Sorry, I need to call her Ariel. I'm just used to calling her The Little Mermaid. And I do like that. I do like that. It's very, very cool. I do like that. Now, as is, when we do visit the worlds, there are some notable differences here or there and all that. I do like that fact that sometimes their costume does change. Only in a few, not in all of them. Sometimes they just stay the same, which I like, I don't mind. I'm trying to think. Now, gameplay-wise, I gotta say this, there is a bit of an improvement with gameplay in Kingdom Hearts 2. They definitely fixed a few of the issues I did with Kingdom Hearts 1, which was the camera. The camera was the worst part, in my opinion, of the game because you had to press L and 2 to move it, and it was really fucking infuriating. I absolutely hated that part about Kingdom Hearts 1. But Kingdom Hearts 2 fixed that. You can the camera's still a bit finicky. The camera is a pain in the arse still every now and then, but it's not as bad as it was. The gameplay is very much similar to the Kingdom Hearts 1. There are some improvements, like I do like the fact that there are different forms for Sora. Sora has different transformations in a way in which one of them has him dual-wielding Keyblades. And if you know me of my channel, I love dual-wielding weapons, and dual-wielding Keyblades is fucking amazing. One Keyblade's awesome, two Keyblades is epically awesome. I fucking love it. Awesome, if you will. I'm never saying that again. But I absolutely love that, the fact that it did add a bit more strategy to the game and also gave you a bit of time to be a badass motherfucker. I really like that. I really, really did. The gameplay is definitely a lot more smoothed up than in usual. I did like that. They also added these little reactionary moments where you have to press a button. It's not like a quick time event. Like, you have to press triangle at certain times. And what it'll do is Sora will perform an epic maneuver. It's not called that, but that's what I call it. It's just an epic maneuver where he'll like do rising slashes, spear attacks, thrust attacks that will take out most enemies, or even grabbing specific enemies, like this one called a Spark Ray, I think, or that's the thing you do, where he grabs it and it launches a massive beam outside of it, killing a good chunk of the enemy force that's attacking you. And I do like that. That adds a little bit more epic. It makes you feel epic. It makes you feel badass that you're actually doing this. And at one part in the game, you actually take on an army of Heartless. I am not shitting you when I say an army of Heartless and nobodies. When you take them on with these reactionary moments, you just obliterate everything. This game knows how to make you feel like a badass. And you do. Sora is really well portrayed as a badass with these moments in that aspect. With a quick time event, with the quick ones, you press that triangle at the right moment, you take out an entire army of Heartless. I love that. Though that was one of my favourite things they added, it making it feel a little bit more epic just the right way. I did like that. I'm also going to say something else about the. Now, there are a couple of things about the gameplay I didn't like. Firstly, I didn't like how now while I'm praising the combat, it was really good. Some of it was a bit clunky in some instances, but it's PS2 stage. Every gameplay has gone clunky in that aspect. I want to also say another thing about certain characters in this game. The characters of Sora, Donald, Goofy, Riku, and Kairi, I'm going to leave for a moment. I actually want to give a bit of praise to the Final Fantasy characters in this game. Now, in Kingdom Hearts 1, the Final Fantasy characters were just there. That's all they were. They were just there. While in Kingdom Hearts 2, they did become a bit more integral to the story, and the fact that they actually had a better place in the story, in actual fact. Aeris, Cloud, Tifa, who, by the way, I fucking adored Tifa in this game, and I do adore in Final Fantasy 7, even though I've only played like fucking 4 hours of it. And all the Final Fantasy characters whose names I can't fucking remember. They made, like, I like that. They actually had their place. There are some I didn't like, and I'm going to get to them in a minute, but the ones that I liked the most was definitely Leon, who is Squall from Final Fantasy. Now, I have a personal hatred of that character because I fucking hated him in Final Fantasy. I'm sorry, I fucking hated that character. I only played a little bit of Final Fantasy, but what I played of it, I absolutely despised him. And this game is a fucking badass. I like him. He's awesome. I like Leon. He's cool. He's a badass motherfucker. Cloud as well, he's awesome. Although I will say the voice actor was a bit iffy for me personally. But the Final Fantasy characters, I've got to give them praise except for 3. And anyone who's played the game knows what 3 I'm talking about. The Bimbo Brigade, as I call them, or in this game, the Bimbo Pixies. I think one's called Pain, one's called what's her name? I also can't remember her name. I call her Jailbait because she's a 15-year-old girl who wears a bikini and a thong and very revealing clothing and a very short miniskirt. What's the fuck's her name? Riku? Kairi? No, it's not Kairi. I think it's Riku. I'm not 100% certain. She's voiced by Tara Strong. And I also don't even remember her name. I honestly don't. She's the main character from Final Fantasy X-2, one of the most hated Final Fantasies in all my opinion. I played it, I hated it, sorry. Those three characters were in there. I hated them in Final Fantasy X, I fucking hated them in this. They were annoying as shit. And I was so glad when I got to beat the living shit out of them. And I'm not kidding, that made my game. I was like, let me beat them up. Let me, please, dear God, let me beat them up. I gotta beat them up. Thank you for that. I think they knew they were annoying. And in this game, they made them even more annoying. I don't know how that's fucking possible. They were annoying bimbos in fucking Final Fantasy X-2, and they were annoying pixie bimbos in this game. They were annoying as shit. They've done fucking Charlie's Angels poses, their voices are slightly higher, and they just drove me nuts. I hated them. I fucking hated them, and I was so glad when I could beat the living shit out of them. I absolutely hate those characters, by the way, if you can't fucking tell, and they were no much better in Kingdom Hearts 2. They were still annoying bitches. If they can make Squall good, I'm pretty sure they could have made them good, but they didn't. They were fucking the Pixie Bimbo Brigade. I can't say Bimbo Brigade. There, that's what they were, cause that's what I fucking called them. Ugh, I absolutely, I'm sorry, I hate those characters with a fucking passion. I'm gonna need a drink. And while I'm on the aspect of characters, I say I'm leaving Leon, I'm leaving the main characters, Riku, Kairi, don't give till the end, because I want to talk about a couple of other characters of note that I really did like. A lot of the Disney characters I really did like, except for the Port Royal and the Little and the Atlantica one. I will say why momentarily. But I know I'm going to get asked this. What did I think of the character of Roxas? Now, I do not know that much about Roxas. I am currently playing through Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance at the moment. Taking a wee break from it now because Pokemon came out. But I don't know that much about the character of Roxas, and I can't pass judgment on him right now. I think he's okay. I don't mind him at all. I really do enjoy. He's alright so far. I don't mind him. So I'm not going to say too much until I find out more about him. Now, as I want to say also about the characters of Organization 13, each one has their own unique personality, and my favourite so far is Axel. He's basically the guy with the big red fucking hair, these massive chakrams that are fucking fire, which is awesome. He's a badass motherfucker, and I fucking love him for that. I don't think there's anyone else. Now, I'm going to talk about I didn't like Port Royal and I didn't like Atlantic. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but I will talk about Donald Goofy and all that right now. I really liked the character of Kairi. I really liked Riku, and I thought Sora was okay. Donald Goofy, they were great. They were still good. They were Donald Goofy. They were still enjoyable. But the three characters, I think Kairi is definitely kind of my favorite character so far. I really like the fact that how I don't know what it is. I just like her personality, that she doesn't give up on her friends and that kind of aspect. I do like that about it. Riku, he's alright. He's still a bit of an annoying character a little bit, but I think he's okay. Sora, on the other hand, he's a wee bit emo in this game. In fact, quite a few of the characters are. And in my personal opinion, I don't like emo characters. I really never have, unless an emo to get an emo character right is very difficult in my opinion. I'm not a writer myself. I'm an amateur writer. I write stupid shit. I've written fanfics and all that crap. But I think an emo character is a very difficult character to get right, in my opinion. I haven't seen that many, and I can't think of any off the top of my head that were perfect. I don't think there ever has been one, but I'm sure somebody will point it out. But Riku and Sora just came across as a bit emo, in my opinion. In the game, they do give reasons for it, but Sora especially, he was really a downer at some points in the game. I didn't like that. It didn't seem right for his character for me personally, because he just felt like at certain points he wanted to give up. And I just don't think he would, because in Kingdom Hearts 1, in a sense, the story of Kingdom Hearts is just about a guy trying to find his friends. That's what Sora is. All he wants to do is find his friends. He wants to save his friends. That's all he does. He wanted to go save his friends to go on summer vacation, that kind of thing. And now he's thrust into a world in which he has to save it daily, and he has to save multiple worlds from destruction, and it can get to him. I do expect that to get to him, but I just didn't think it was right for his character where he was a bit emo, and I don't like emo characters. That's why I personally don't like a lot of the Final Fantasy characters, because a lot of them are just emo fucking characters that I want to throttle and go, get fucking over it. Well, that's just me. If you liked it, but I just didn't like the character development of Sora too much in this game. I'd still enjoy his character, but it just didn't make a lot of sense for me personally. Kairi, as it says, I think she had the most development in March 1 because she took a big gamble in trying to come and save her friends, and she did eventually pull it off, and she is the one, sort of like the glue that holds Riku and Sora together, and I do like that about her character, that they have a mutual interest, and I don't know, I'm not even going to get into the relationship thing. I think they're just good. I think they're all three best friends, and I love that about it. That they're just good, amazing friends that are willing to sacrifice everything for each other. I do like that. Another thing I want to talk about before I go is the soundtrack. There's only there's a few songs in that. Okay, 2 world soundtracks I didn't like: Atlantica and Port Royal, and I will say why in my negatives part. But overall, I love the soundtrack. Kingdom Hearts 1 had an amazing soundtrack. Kingdom Hearts 2 ups the ante and just makes the soundtrack that bit more epic. I actually know where I can get a copy of the Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 soundtracks, and I'm going to get it because it is fucking amazing and they sound fantastic. The music is just so epic and I love it. It just suits it. It's a mixture of the Disney style music but also a lot of original scores, and I'm a sucker for a good soundtrack. And as it is, Kingdom Hearts 1, I loved almost every soundtrack in there. Kingdom Hearts 2, besides Atlantica and Port Royal, I loved all the other soundtracks. They all suited the worlds that we're in, and even the main themes sounded amazing and they were really well done, and I really did like them. It really adds to the atmosphere of the game and I absolutely loved it. And I really do think a good soundtrack makes a game phenomenal, in my opinion. It does. The whatever style you go with, if you get a good soundtrack in there, it's fantastic. And this soundtrack has a mixture of choral, choir, orchestral, and hundreds of other different variations, and I absolutely loved it. And I gotta give props to the composers. They've done a fantastic job, and I can't wait to see what they do with Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, I haven't talked too much about the graphical style. I'm gonna say that the graphics, there are notable differences when you go to different worlds, and I do like some of the art styles they went with in the worlds, like the Tron world, the Pride Land world, and Nightmare Before Christmas world. They were all really, really cool, and I really did like that. They were awesome. I did like that. Really, really cool. I like the art style, and I definitely would recommend the art style as a fantastic. If I can, I'm going to get the art book because it's absolutely fantastic. Now I need to get to the negatives, because there are always negatives when it comes to games. I'm sorry, I have yet to come across a perfect game. If you want me to judge it fairly, but I have come across games that I do believe are perfect for me. Kingdom Hearts 2 is a game that isn't perfect for me, but I did enjoy it, and I really can't wait for the sequel. There are a couple of negatives, though, and I'm going to get kind of ragey here, because some of them are really fucking... As it says earlier on, Sora's character development aside, I didn't think that was a good aspect of the game. His development just didn't get that well across, in my opinion. And he just got too emo for me, that point I wanted to fucking slap him. I'm going to have to talk about some things I didn't like. Okay. I'll start with Atlantica. I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but the voice actor of Sora cannot fucking sing. You heard me right. Kingdom Hearts 2, Sora sings in Little Mermaid. Now, in the Atlantica, they do have Under the Sea. That's a good song. But the Atlantica world is a rhythm game. It's basically a watered-down version of Guitar Hero, and it fucking sucks. I'm sorry. It sucks. Don't get me wrong, I done it in one shot. I beat the entire thing in one shot each time. But it fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong, the voice actors of Ariel, fantastic job. Sebastian, fantastic job. The Ursula sequence, actually kind of epic. But the rest of it fucking sucked. And it's not the fact that this isn't optional. To get the best item in the game, this is actually compulsory. You have to do it. But the thing is, if you could go to the Atlantica one and do it in one shot, then fine, that's cool. You could do it in one shot, get it over and done with like that. I wouldn't have much complaints. But you can. You have to go to the Atlantica, and then you have to leave. Then it says you can't do this until you get this magic item, or this magical one. So you have to go and do the rest of the game until you get that magic spell. Then you need to go back to Atlantica and do more horrible fucking singing and horrible rhythm time sequences over again, and you have to do it at least 3 or 4 times throughout the entire game. It fucking sucked. I'm sorry, like, the Atlantica stage of Kingdom Hearts 1 drove me nuts a little bit, but it was fun at least. It was enjoyable for an aspect like that. This one was not fun for me. It sucked. If you want, look up Kingdom Hearts 2 Fishy Fun, I think it's called, or Fishy Friends, or just Atlantica songs. They suck. Personally. For me, they sucked and I hated it. I had no fun doing that. I only done it because I was like, I want to save this world. I just have to bear through the fucking horrible singing of, I think it's Haley Joel Osment. No offense to the guy, he's a good voice actor, but he sucked as a singer. It sucked. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong, Donald and Goofy, they were annoying as hell, but that's Donald and Goofy. I don't expect them to have good singing voices. But it sucked. I'm sorry. I absolutely hated it. The soundtrack, besides the singing segments, is still enjoyable, but that moment just drove... I was like, no, done, see ya, fuck you, bye. I hated doing that to us, and that's one thing I really hated. I just hated doing that, and that's the worst thing a game could do to me, is make me hate something that I'm meant to enjoy. I hated it. I'm sorry. I really did hate it. And then we come to the other one. Port Royal. In my opinion, Port Royal is the worst world in Kingdom Hearts 2. In fact, probably in Kingdom Hearts. And the series in general. Now, as I say, I don't know much about the handheld games. I haven't played a lot of them. The only two Kingdom Hearts games I've played is Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 to completion, and Kingdom Hearts 3D I'm playing right now. But the Port Royal stage is the worst stage in Kingdom Hearts I've ever fucking played. Not because of the gameplay. Not because of other aspects. But because it didn't suit the game. Now, I know the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise is an amazing... I enjoy the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. I like The Curse of the Black Pearl. I like Dead Man's Chest. I like the last two. They got worse and worse as they went on, but I still enjoy the movies. And I get why they would want to add it into this world. It just doesn't suit it. Now, if you take an example like Tron you can get away with. It's a cyber world. That's understandable. Port Royal, Pirates of the Caribbean, doesn't work. I'm sorry. It doesn't work for me personally, and I just don't think it suits the game. And I hope that it's not in any other Kingdom Hearts games because it sucks. Like, from a gameplay point, it's okay. It works fine. But from an aesthetic one, this is LA realistic PS2 looking characters, and they didn't look that good. And they had Jack. Of course, they have Jack Sparrow. They have William Turner and Elizabeth and Barbossa. Like that Rocky Balboa. Oh, you're Corsoro. I'm gonna kick your ass. I can't do it alone. Sorry. But I hated it because it just didn't suit the game it didn't suit the atmosphere that this was coming across. And there's a couple of good reasons for that. Pirates of the Caribbean is not a pretty world. It's not. Pirates of the Caribbean, even though it's a Disney-fied version of Pirates in a way, it just doesn't suit in this kind of world that Kingdom Hearts is in my opinion. It just doesn't. For me personally, I'm not a hardcore Kingdom Hearts fan. If you think it does, good on you. I can't. And it didn't suit it. And also, it has the worst soundtrack compared to, I said Atlantica was bad. Pirates of the Caribbean and Kingdom Hearts 2 is fucking awful. And not because it's a bad soundtrack, because they got what, like, I get that Disney music is pricey to license. What's the theme that they get for the Pirates world is, of course, I'm a pirate. The main theme of Pirates of the Caribbean was da 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 da, that theme, the Jack Sparrow theme. Like if Jack Sparrow was a professional wrestler, that's the music he would come out in. Although, I don't think they got the license for the full song because it's like a 1.5-minute extract on fucking loop. And it's basically the chorus of the entire thing on fucking loop. And like after 5 minutes, it gets fucking annoying. It's fucking horrible. In my opinion, if you can't get the full fucking song, don't bother putting it in the game. I'm sorry, I like the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. It's one of my favourite themes. This butchered it. It sucked. I'm sorry. It fucking sucked. And I didn't like it. It really was like, why? Give me anything else. If you can't get the license for the full song, like, maybe they're running out of money at that time, just make up a fucking theme for it. I don't care if the Pirates of the Caribbean theme is. If I just take the Pirates of the Caribbean world out of there. It sucked. I'm sorry, I can't help it, but it fucking sucked. It's the worst soundtrack part in the game. I'm sorry. It sucked. And then there's another thing that sucked about it. The voice acting in the Pirates of the Caribbean part. Now, I know that there's no fucking way they could get Johnny Depp to voice Jack Sparrow in a video game. There ain't no fucking way they're getting that. At best, they could have gone an impersonator. William Turner, Elizabeth, like Orlando Bloom, and Keira Knightley, I think. Is it Keira Knightley? I think it's Keira Knightley. the three voice actors that done them were I'm not judging them as voice actors, but their performance in this one and Barbossa as well sucked. Now, I'm not judging them as voice actors and actresses, but they sucked in this role. Example, Barbossa. He was okay, but he still sucked. Elizabeth, kind of one-tone character who kind of didn't say anything and kind of just gets captured and all that crap, and she sucked. I'm sorry. William Turner. Sounds a little bit like Orlando Bloom. Still sucked. And the worst of all, if you can't do a good Jack Sparrow impersonation, don't do a Jack Sparrow impersonation. I'm sorry to the voice actor who voiced Jack Sparrow in this game, but you sucked in this. It was like someone trying to do a bad Jack Sparrow impersonation, and it sucked. Like, how fucking hard is it to get someone to do an impersonation of Jack Sparrow? He's probably one of the most fucking cosplay Disney characters out there and most impersonated. Savvy. I can't do it. I'm not going to take. You have to get this. You have to get the eyes. You have to get that. If you can't do the voice, don't fucking do it. Just do a different voice. I don't care. Now, admittedly, I would have been like, he doesn't sound anything like Jack Sparrow, but I don't expect him to fucking get Johnny Depp, who costs like $100+ million to hire now. But the guy voicing him just didn't do a good job. I'm sorry, and it was horrible. And I just don't think they should have had that in there for. And like, as I said, just do a different complete voice. I don't mind that. But the Port Royal segment and just all those things combined just sucked. And now don't get me wrong, they portrayed the character of Jack Sparrow fine. They portrayed him fine. William Turner fine. All that fine. They portrayed the characters well. They portrayed the characters fine. Fine! But the voices sucked. And they were the worst voice acting in the entire game. I'm sorry. They were. I'm making an observation and I didn't like it. And it just took me out of the game completely. The horrible repeating of the I'm a pirate theme, the horrible voice acting, and the horrible Jack Sparrow impression just kind of ruined it for me. And don't get me wrong, the look of the world did look okay. The character models for the making Jack Sparrow not look kind of realistic was a fine touch. Didn't look that good in all opinion. It hasn't aged well. It still looks pretty crappy. And in my opinion, I just hope that if they're going to put the Pirates world back into Kingdom Hearts again, if they haven't already, don't spoil it for me, please. Then hopefully they do a bit better than they did in this, because it sucked. And if they can't, just take it out. Stick to the fantasy ones, like the more cartoony version ones. If you want to add live action ones in, that's fine, but make sure the live action ones suit the world of there. And Pirates just doesn't suit that world. It doesn't suit the Kingdom Hearts world. Tron fits that world. I'll say that right now. Tron fits that world very nicely. Pirates of the Caribbean doesn't. It just doesn't. And I'm half expecting in fucking Kingdom Hearts 3, we're going to see Darth Vader, Iron Man, maybe a couple of the Avengers, we're going to see Marvel characters up the fucking ass, we're going to see a bunch of Star Wars characters. And Star Wars, I think, could work, maybe a bit, and superheroes maybe could work as well, but in all honesty, I just rather than keep to the Disney animated areas, and maybe one or two live action ones that make sense, in all honesty. Now, overall, that's my major gripe. Those are my major gripes, and as I say, the game still looks good, the game's still enjoyable for that aspect, and I do think it's still worth a pick up and still having a look at if you haven't played it already. And as I said, with Kingdom Hearts 1, there was the Kingdom Hearts remix that came out, Kingdom Hearts 1.5, which I'm going to pick up eventually because it has two other Kingdom Hearts games that I have played, and they've also just announced Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Final Mix is coming out, so if you want to be patient, wait for the 2.5 remix to come out, because I think it's coming out sometime next year, because it's already out in Japan, it's been out in Japan for fucking years. It's going to be out, and I definitely recommend that you go and pick up Kingdom Hearts 2. If you've played Kingdom Hearts, if you've only played Kingdom Hearts Remix 1.5, I highly recommend you go play Kingdom Hearts 2.5 when it comes out. Now, if you don't want to be patient, you can find pre-owned copies of Kingdom Hearts 2 for roughly £15. Now, go have a look. If you can find that, and you've still got a PS2 like me, go find a copy of Kingdom Hearts 2. It is aged well. It's like Kingdom Hearts 1. It's still playable. I know, in all honesty though, I still prefer Kingdom Hearts 1 over Kingdom Hearts 2. I still enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 2. It was still an enjoyable experience. I did like the advancement of the story, and I can definitely see why a lot of people have been panning and begging Square for a Kingdom Hearts 3 for years now. Now, as I said, I can definitely feel that. I can definitely feel the, I want to feel that. I want a Kingdom Hearts 3. I want it. Give me it now. I want to play Kingdom Hearts 3 now. I want to play it. I'm excited for it, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it because I really want to see where this story goes. Now, as it says, I'm playing through Dream Drop Distance, and once I finish it, I will be doing a full review of it. I won't be doing another reflections on it. But once I get my hands on Kingdom Hearts 3, I cannot fucking wait to play it, and it looks good from what I've seen so far. And I can definitely say that if you haven't already, go play Kingdom Hearts 1, and then when finally, if you want to wait till the 2.5 remix comes out and get it. Because Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are really enjoyable, really, really fun, and I definitely had a lot of fun playing Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't regret playing them, and I really do recommend them to the clan. They are fantastic games. They are definitely an example of how gaming has come along, and how gaming can have a good story. Like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 may seem cartoony, but it has a good story. It has a decent story, very enjoyable, very well executed. And I do hold them up, in my opinion, in my art example, that Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are examples of gaming and of art and gaming, just for the fact that they took a licensed property and made it work. But for example, the Batman Arkham games, in my opinion, are the greatest licensed games ever fucking created, and Kingdom Hearts is on the same level as them because it took existing properties and made them awesome and made them different enough that you can enjoy it. I love the Kingdom Hearts series now, and I cannot wait to play the rest of the series when I get a chance. I am a fan of Kingdom Hearts series now, and I can't wait to play Kingdom Hearts 3 when I can, and I can highly recommend and definitely say that if you haven't already, go play Kingdom Hearts 2. It's a fantastic game. The game is aged well, and if you want to wait for the 2.5 remix, wait for the 2.5 remix. Don't spoil yourself if you haven't already, and wait for the game to come out and get that and play it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I cannot wait for Kingdom Hearts 3. And thank you to everyone who recommended that I play this series. As is, I'd heard a lot about the Kingdom Hearts series, from a lot of friends, and they just never sold me on it. And then when I mentioned it in a video ages of fucking ago, people were saying, give it a chance, go play it if you can get a hold of it. So I tracked down the copies, and I can honestly say that I'm grateful that you suggested this. Because if it wasn't for you's clan, the members of the clan that said go pick up Kingdom Hearts 1, I wouldn't have picked up Kingdom Hearts 1. I would not have went back and fucking found them on eBay and picked them up and got them. I wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for you. So I got to thank yous clan for that, because without yous I would never have played Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2. I can definitely say that they are up there with some of my favourite games of all time. And I really, really enjoyed them. And I got to give a big thank you to yous, because yous are awesome for that. And I can't wait to play Kingdom Hearts 3, and I might even do a Let's Play if I can in the future. The Band of Square aren't going to be dicks. So thank you for the suggestion, clan, and keep them coming. If there are games out there that you think that I would enjoy that are about on the older side, either classic PS2, PS1, classic PC, let me know. Let me know. I love doing these reflections and talking about games that I've never really had, that I missed out on, because I missed out on a lot of games as a kid. And I really want to experience the ones that I missed out. So if you have any recommendations, please don't hesitate to this, because Kingdom Hearts was a recommendations from yous, and I gladly picked them up. Both yous and Archie and Gaia. Both of yous made me get it, pick it up. I can definitely say that thanks to yous and Archie and Gaia, I have had an absolute blast, and I definitely enjoy it. I will say this right now though, if you didn't like Kingdom Hearts 1, you're not going to like Kingdom Hearts 2, so don't bother picking it fucking up. And don't fucking complain. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun, and the Kingdom Hearts series is definitely up there with one of my favourite series, and I highly recommend any member of the clan who hasn't played it already to go play it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92, and I'll see you all later. Ciao for now. Oh, and one question, if anyone can send me a link to maybe some Kingdom Hearts jewellery, I'd be grateful for that. See yous.